Welcome to Shovelware Diggers. Our dig team's currently excavating the Softkey Shareware 2000 Hit Games 2CD collection. You can find a link in the video description containing the entire directory structure of this archive. Here's what our diggers have for week 153. For more information on how to join the dig team, simply follow the Patreon link in the video description. Now without further ado, let's get started. First up, we have a four-way team dig between Brendan of RetroSwim, JP Ronnie, Michael Madsen, and Zed Supremus. DOSGAMES / NEWDOS / GETSADAM. Well, clearly something to do with Saddam Hussein. At least that's what I'm guessing here. Well, all we have is an executable. GETSADAM. So, let's go get him. It doesn't seem to be doing anything. In fact, it seems the... Oh boy. Yeah, DOSBox is kind of, locked up at the moment. Is this gonna be a four-way fail? I'm gonna go see if I can coax this into working somehow. You know, given the way that failed, I wonder if that's just, if it was just needed to be in like CGA or Tandy mode or something. So I've got DOSBox in Tandy mode right now. Let's see what happens. Oh hey, it is actually working. Actually looks like it might be CGA graphics though. Maybe. So Saddam Hussein target game, apparently. Okay, enter turret speed. I'm going to say 1? I don't know. Is your computer at 286, 386, or 486? Yes. Do you want sound? Sure. VGA monitor? I just turned it to Tandy mode, so no.
I am Saddam Hussein, the ruler of Iraq. I have the greatest military force in the world, and I'm going to crush the United States and all of its allied forces.
What the hell? What? What? Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay, first of all, this is from 1991. Second of all, where did that come from? That was like over the PC speaker or something. Oh my gosh. Okay. Deep breaths. Okay. So first off, we have a grainy CGA picture of Saddam Hussein on the front. It says here, hit the F key to fire a missile at Hussein. Blast Iraq's insane ruler with missiles. Listen as he puts down the US and the forces against him. Your job is to kill him. Okie dokie. Enter to begin. And we have a cursor moving back and forth across the bottom of the screen. And another picture of Saddam Hussein. And I'm guessing we just hit the F key and...
Oh, you got me!
Wow.
Oh, you got me again!
This is like Hong Kong 97. This is like the precursor to Hong Kong 97 right here, folks. Oh.
Oh, you got me again!
Is that all he's gonna say now?
Oh, you got me again, you imperialistic dog! Oh, you missed.
Oh wow, there's actually hit detection in this game. Oh my gosh. What if we just miss completely?
Oh, you missed. You missed again. Is that as good as you can do? You missed again. Is that as good as you can do? Oh, you imperialistic pig. You are no match for my superior forces.
What forces? You're just a floating head next to some missiles.
Oh, you imperialistic pig. You are no match for my superior forces. The Iraqi nation has won. We are far superior.
Oh, did I just get a game over?
I am Saddam Hussein, the ruler of Iraq.
I think I just got a game over there. I actually have to wait through this before I can play again, so that's kind of annoying, but then, you know, they're using the PC speaker as a DAC, so... Okay, let's just go for a perfect game this time.
Oh, you got me! Oh, you got me again! Oh, you got me again! Oh, you got me again, you imperialistic dog! Oh, you got me again, you imperialistic dog! Do not force me to use my chemical weapons! Do not force me to use my chemical weapons!
This is ridiculous.
Oh, you may have won for now, but I have yet to unleash all of my terror.
And that's it. Okay. So that was the Saddam Hussein target game, apparently by some Software. There's like nothing else to this thing. If you hit the escape key, it just insta-quits. So this is just... I don't know. What am I supposed to say about something like this? It exists, okay? This is something that exists, and that's really the most I can say about it. Oh, jeez. Next up from Yarmulranta, we have DOSGAMES /Arcade2 /Sci10. Okay, we're not going to be able to top what we just had, but let's see what else we got here. We got 54 files, jeez. Okay, so we got a lot of Sci files from the looks of it. We got a Psionics executable, a Nachos S executable. They're like Nachos and Psionics. I guess they go together like bread and butter or something. There's a readme.doc. Also a brun45.exe. Huh. So that means this was actually made in QuickBASIC then. Because QuickBASIC 4.5 would include the brun45 executable so that you could actually run your stuff if you didn't compile it as a standalone. So let's look at that readme. So edit readme.doc. Psionics by Adam Stanchos. Oh, this is a very basic readme. To play, make sure you're the same game directories, game files, type Psionics. So then what's the Nachos file for? I'm curious. What's this Nachos file for? Oh. It's just the logo. I imagine running the Psionics is probably gonna... Yep, runs the same thing first. Okay. Our greatest creations are within our nightmares. Okay, so apparently this was made in 1993. It's interesting that it's a QuickBASIC game with mouse control, because QuickBASIC doesn't have mouse capabilities by default. So that's something you'd have to hack in yourself through assembly code or such. I guess start a new game. Character generation. We get strength, intelligence, agility, and endurance. Ooh. If not for the very poor intelligence roll. That would have been a very good roll there. Okay, I think I'm going to stick with this roll. We got 10 agility, 9 intelligence, 8 strength, but only 3 endurance. So I'm guessing so long as I don't screw up too bad, I'll probably be fine. I will be male. Oh, we actually get character portraits, which scroll by really quickly. Actually, if you look at it scrolling like that, it almost looks like the guy, it's like one guy who's transforming and just looking left and right constantly. Who are we going to be? Let's be this guy. What is your character's name? Is me. Within the emptiness of space lies a small space lab called Nexus. For the last 24 hours, Nexus has been your temporary home. Nexus is also the home to a small group of scientists whose primary field of study evolves? I think it means revolves around psychic phenomena and the enhancement of the human mind. This group of scientists have recently focused their interests towards their new subject, you. Your psychic abilities have always sparked interest in the scientific community, and so, like so many times in the past, you have been taken to a research facility to undergo tests and examinations from a new bunch of curious scientists. After a long trip yesterday, you had finally arrived at Nexus, led to your room on level 5 by Dr. Gillian? Dr. Gillian. You were told to get plenty of rest for the next day. A tour at the station, followed by a few tests, have been planned for tomorrow. Next morning, you awoken. Yeah, the grammar is not perfect here. This should be awaken, not awoken. Next morning, you awaken to hear shouting outside your room. You flip on the light switch, only to have the lights waver for a moment before they go out completely. You then hear screaming. Reaching about in the darkness, you grab a hold of a small square object. Pressing a button on the object, you discover it to be a flashlight as it illuminates your room. A square flashlight? Since when did they start making those? Oh, we actually got a 3D view here. Huh. Also, there's no debounce on the clicks. So if I hold the mouse button down here, it's just rapidly switching between inventory and stats here. Also, apparently I picked up a flashlight, but it's not in my inventory. What? Okay, so yeah, this is very sensitive. Maybe if I turn the cycles down, that'll help. Helps a little. So we'll keep going with the cycles turned down. Screaming has stopped. Well, that's not a good sign. The moment you step through the door, you come upon the man who brought you aboard Nexus, Dr. Gillian. And I really can't show that on stream on this. Yeah, the gore level just went from 0 to high. So just imagine that Dr. Gillian over here looks kind of not pleasant. Also, apparently, he's basically, you see this little rat thing here, which I'm not censoring? Yeah, he's being eaten by one of them. Not pleasantly, either. 2 large hairless rats seem to be eating him alive. Okay, I guess I gotta help him. You have encountered 2 mutated lab rats. Okay, well, I only have 2 psi points, so I'll probably, well, I don't have any weapons or anything, though. I do have 8 strength, so I might be able to just bash him with my fists or something. Fight. You miss. And I take 2 points of damage. You miss. And the lab rats miss. Now, it actually rolled 2 different lab rats there, but you couldn't really tell because it was the exact same text. So already, I'm not a fan of this interface, and the fact that it's not, the fact that you don't have a lot of control over things, like the lack of the debounce on the clicks, and also the fact that you can't, stuff progresses automatically with the battles here when most of everything else you're clicking to advance it. Also, why can't I hit anything? Okay, I better resort to those psionic attacks. Yay, I got one! We'll do one more psionic attack. There we go. You have won the battle. You defeated the rats, but Dr. Gillian doesn't look so good. Oh, yeah, he is not looking good. You must get off Nexus quickly. He's gotten loose. I'm sorry. And the wounds inflicted are too deep to bear. Dr. Gillian dies. That's an understatement. Okay, so you gotta get off this station. Also gotta get our hit points back. There's a first aid kit here. Yes, take it. I am in need of aid here. Can I use it? Select item to equip. First aid is equipped. Okay, that's weird. You equip items to use them. And suddenly 4 mutated lab rats. Run away! You've been cornered. Run away? Okay, there we go. So yeah, I got some Wasteland vibes going on here. Along with other, games of this nature, where you got a 3D perspective and random encounters. Floor of the entire lab is littered with papers, broken vials, and numerous bodies that we can't render in the 3D view because it's very basic. You're in what appears to be a large cage, as evidenced by the lack of bars and the white walls. However, the cage door has been completely torn away. Oh, well, that explains that then. Got a closet here of some kind. At least the gameplay is very basic in some ways. Well, like, I mean, it was written in QuickBASIC. There's a dart gun lying in a pool of blood here. Take it? Sure. So, can I equip the dart gun now? Dart gun is equipped. Yay! I have no idea how much ammo I have, but yay, I actually have a weapon. I don't know how my strength is going to help me with a dart gun, but... Oh, we found an elevator. We'll use the elevator. Take it to level 4. 1 jumbo-sized tarantula. Well, that doesn't sound good. Psi attack. It's still alive. We'll do another psi attack. There we go. Still only level 1, though. Okay, so all things considered, this isn't actually all that bad. It's... Ooh, found another first aid kit. It's very simple. Almost a little too simple. The grammar's not perfect, but it's pretty decent for what it is. And now suddenly a Xandorian lizard? What? I don't even know what that means. Apparently it didn't have much in the way of... Ooh! Level... Oh, wow. I really needed that level up. I went from 7 hit points to 18. And also gained a point of endurance. So yeah, this was, what was this game called again? I don't have... I think it was just called Psionics, right? So yeah, this is actually not that bad. Again, very basic, with some mild grammar issues, but... It's not really my kind of game, like this kind of stuff. Although, given the fact that it's a... Most games in this style are multi-party member, and that's what usually turns me off of these kinds of games, is having to deal with the whole multi-party member situation. But this looks like it's a solo affair, so I might actually enjoy this better than other games like Wasteland and stuff. That's actually a part of the reason why I haven't covered Wasteland on Ancient DOS Games yet. I do own it. I have trouble playing it. But, so yeah, Psionics. I would say if you can find this one and you like this style of game, definitely check it out. I just hope you're not afraid of jumbo-sized tarantulas. And our last stake for today comes from Anthony. WINGAMES /WC/SimJack? Okay, I don't know what to expect with this one. So, WC and SimJack? That's actually what it's called, SimJack. We got a text file and a help file. So thank you for using SimJack. Installation is simple, move all the unzipped files to etc, etc. Oh, this is a Blackjack thing. So it says here, this program will improve your blackjack game. Why? 1, it contains a real-time advice facility, which statistically suggests what your next action should be. No more guessing if you should hit, stand, double down, etc. Also, this advice can be user-defined. Okay. 2, it contains game simulation. Simulation is a feature that allows rapid, automated play. This feature gives you insight on how blackjack games transpire. Also can be used to validate any user-defined advice. Huh. So basically what it's saying here is you can actually use it to simulate a run of blackjack given different advice variables. Interesting. And it contains full help facility containing basic as well as advanced blackjack tutorials. Although apparently, from the looks of it, it says here that unlicensed copies are restricted to 25 rounds of play, which from a simulation standpoint is not actually all that many. And apparently the person making this simply wants $10 for it. And apparently it was made by Keith Martin. Okay, so let's actually see how this plays. SimJack. Does it maximize? Maybe? Kinda hard to tell. Just because of the nature of the game, but I guess we'll find out. I might as well play it this way. So, you got the advice box there. And then simulate box. Oh, we can actually edit the advice tables right here. So you can adjust when it's going to be a hard hit, when it's going to be a soft hit, when there's hard double downs, soft double downs, and splits. Yeah, splits are kind of a complicated thing. And yeah, for those who know how to play blackjack but aren't really too familiar with the ins and outs of playing blackjack, yeah, you don't split tens. Never split tens. That's like one of the dumbest things you could do. Don't split tens. Oh wow, it even has an interesting set of rules here. So you can set whether the dealer hits on a soft 17 or not, whether insurance is a factor, what splits are even allowed, what double downs are allowed. Huh. Oh wow, you can even set the number of decks in the shoe, so you're not just playing with like a 1 deck or 2 decks, it's actually set to 4 decks by default. This has a lot of features to it. For a $10 game, I should point out. Yeah, it says right there, $10. So I guess it depends on just how well it works. So new. We'll bet $5. Actually, make it 10. And how do we actually get it to go? Do we just click the cards? We just click the cards. Player has blackjack. Well, that was quick. Okay, so we got 7. And so now if we actually go up and bring up the advice box is telling us we should hit. And I would agree with that. How do you actually... Yeah, because there's no button for hit or stand. Like, how do you actually... Okay, that's kind of weird. You hit by clicking on your hand. You stand by clicking on the dealer's hand. Interesting. Now, I didn't say anything about splits or stuff, so I imagine it'll probably bring up a dialog box for that kind of thing. And yeah, advice box still says hit because we're up to 11. Always hit on 11. And now 18. And the dealer has a 4, says stand. I would agree. I accidentally clicked away to advice box. And it's a push. So, place bet. Let's leave. Oh, we gotta do it over again. Okay, we've got 14 and the dealer has 15. Yeah, I would stand in this, and the advice is even telling me to stand. So, because yeah, the dealer busted, which means we won. Okay, so now we got 14 and it's the exact same as last time. And we won again, because the dealer busted again. In this case, we have 18. And the dealer, unfortunately, also has a king showing, so it is definitely a stand. But lost anyways. There wasn't really much we could do, because if we hit, we'd only survive if we got an ace, a 2, or a 3. So the odds of actually getting a card that would allow us to beat the dealer if he had 20 were astronomically low. Okay, interesting. It says here player can insure. But I don't understand. Oh, it actually brought up some icons at the top there. Because, yeah, you have to clear the insurance state before you can continue. Because the idea is that if the dealer's showing an ace, then there's a chance that this card back here could be a 10. In which case he'd have blackjack. So the idea is by buying insurance, you're losing some of the money you bet, but not all of it, if the dealer has a blackjack. But if the dealer doesn't have blackjack, then you just paid some extra money that you're not getting back. So generally speaking, it's not good to go for the insurance, but in this case, it would have been the right play. But normally it's not a. Because even the advice box was telling me not to go for it, so... God darn it! I know the advice box is actually telling me to stand, because I got 17, but... How did the... That is some... If that happened in a real blackjack table, I'd be calling shenanigans, because that's 3 ace showing blackjacks in a row for the dealer. Okay, finally. So yeah, the situation here, 16, dealer showing a 6. I would stand on this. Advice box says stand, so we're going to stand. And it looks like that... Oh no, the dealer won. Dealer got 20. Okay, so now this is an interesting situation. So we have 12. If we draw another 10 or a face card, that puts us to 22 and we lose. Here's the problem. The dealer's showing a 10. So the chances are that whatever card is behind here that the dealer isn't showing is going to beat our 12 and be something that the dealer would be standing on. Because the way blackjack works is that the dealer has to play by a particular set of rules. The dealer doesn't get a choice in what they're doing with their cards. So the dealer has to hit if he's got 16 or less, and has to stand if he's got 17 or more. So, given those numbers, the chance of us winning if we don't hit is worse than the chance of us winning if we do hit. Even though we have a pretty good chance of hitting a 10 and busting. So, yeah. We were kind of screwed there, as a dealer was hiding an 8 there. If we stood on 12, we would have lost. If we hit on 12, we got the 10 and we lost. So... That's why they call it gambling, right? Okay, so now right here, the dealer's only showing a 2. The advice box is telling me I should hit on this 12, even though the dealer's showing a 2. And I think part of the reasoning for that is because if the dealer has anything other than a 10 or a face card here, then they could just hit again and have a good chance of getting between 17 and 21. This is a situation where normally I would stand just because of the way my luck works. Let's see what happens. No, the dealer got 19. Although the funny thing about that is that the next card in the deck was that jack. So if we hit, we would have lost anyways. Okay, so we've only got a 5. That is absolutely a hit. And now we have 11. So we hit again. We're up to 18. So that's definitely a stand. And the dealer busts. Now here's an interesting one. We've only got 13, but the dealer's showing a 6. This would definitely be a stand in my book, and even the advice box is telling us we should stand. So yeah, standing. Unfortunately, the dealer was hiding a 4 back there, got a queen, and made it up to 20. But the odds were high that this would have been a 10 or a face card, in which case the dealer has to hit on 16, and the odds of them surviving a hit on 16 are not very good. So yeah, this was SimJack. This is an amazingly powerful blackjack program for what is $10 software. So yeah, I would definitely say check this one out, because we haven't even explored like the whole simulation feature and everything. Not to mention the ability to change the advice settings and the rule settings, and yeah, this is definitely a very powerful blackjack program.
Oh, you got me again, you imperialistic dog! Do not force me to use my chemical weapons!